Good evening, everyone. I hope we give it more 5 minutes for our colleagues to join so that we can have a recap. Thank you.
Good evening.
Good evening.
Good evening.
Good evening.
Please lock in. We are waiting for quorum.
It's okay. I think people are taken up with the football match.
Good evening, colleagues. I think we can start. Samari, once again, I'm Samari Anthony, your co-president. Last time we discussed chapter Unity 5. I think it's a bidding process and key issues, mainly about the terms of reference. So if anyone is ready and we can have deliberations on that, I see a way out and have some recap. So the floor is open for any one of us that is able to give in their views about the last unit. Thank you. Confirm I've been audible?
Yes, you're loud and clear.
Yes. So
Good evening,
that,
everyone.
yes.
Yes, good evening, everyone. I remember Doctor talked about Unit 5, we're talking about the bidding process. And he said bidding is an official procedure that is used to invite suppliers, invite contractors or any other service providers. And through this, it helps to create fairness, then value for money, transparency, and accountability. So he said they normally call these as terms of references. And the terms of references have got a process. Said before you start any terms of references, you need to identify the need. You need to know what you really want. For example, if it comes to consultancy, let me give an example of an organization. If they want maybe a consultancy firm, maybe to carry out some projects, you have to identify the needs. What do you want? The people you are calling out to come and bid, what are your expectations? What is the purpose? Why do you need them? What is your need? What is your immediate need? For them to come in and start bidding. We have heard about people who come and bid for contracts, people who come and bid. You have to write a TOR to make sure that people know the needs, they know the purpose, then prepare the specifications, what you want. This is like the specifications can be the quality, the quantity, and then all in all measurable deliveries, like something that you can measure, and you have to stick to what you want. He gave us an example of how when he gets to order a safe border and he gets to ask, do you have a helmet? Do you have, are you clean? So you as a person, you have to know what you want. I think I'll leave the rest to the other class members. Thank you.
Thank you, Rachel, for such a wonderful insight. I think the bidding process, it helps to guide the two parties that are going to carry out the business. And you as a consultant, you should have guidelines for the ones they called terms of reference. And I think they are very important so that in the very end, you get to know if there are any undertaking that have not been followed. So that you can maybe sue, maybe you can know how to go about everything. So anyone else that is able to chip in, please feel free. Can I pick randomly? Lobojo? Emma? Do you have anything to tell us? Dominic? Please, if you can have anything, please you can.
Yeah, thank you very much. I've just joined, though I'm not feeling well, but I think I can say one or two things. Yeah, last week we looked at the bidding processes. I mean, the bidding process. We said this is key issues. These are key issues um, of consultancy. And of course, there's a formal procedure of inviting suppliers. And this helps ensure there is a fairness, value for money, and of course, there's accountability and transparency. So, of course, the bidding process is how different suppliers are actually invited, and the best supplier is then picked out of the suppliers based on the ranking, based on the requirements, and these requirements are contained in the contents of the TRA, which of course includes the background. We talk about background information and rationale. For example, if an organization wants to contract a consultant, then there must be a very clear terms of reference, which talks about the background of the project and why it is important, of course, to do this consultancy. And of course, we talked of specific objectives of the particular evaluation, and also the evaluation question, what this evaluation will ask. Then we also look at, of course, the scope of the evaluation. You need to know how big this evaluation will be in terms of the size, in terms of coverage, in terms of geographical area. It's very, very important that you know the scope so that you don't work out of scope, you work within the scope. Then we also talk of approaches and methodology. The content of the theorem must have a clear approach and methodology that will be used during the process of evaluation. Of course, there must be also clear guiding principles and values. These guiding principles and values are things that the consultant must really follow. For example, respect to one's opinion. For example, if you want to interview somebody, maybe a respondent, then it's very important that you seek for the consent. And the person has a right, of course, to refuse. So this, the guiding principles and values. Of course, you as a consultant must also tell the right thing. You should not, give. I mean, give wrong information regarding the data maybe you're collecting or the analysis. Then, of course, there is also professional qualification that is required, and it is also included in the terms of reference. So maybe masters, maybe bachelors. The person who is going to conduct this must have a specific qualification required. Then there are those deliverables, what is actually expected at the end of the evaluation. And then shadow also needs to be very clear because you'll be working within budget, and so you need to follow the schedule. Then the budget and payment must also be very clear, like how much you are going to charge. This must be very, very clear. And then structure of the proposal and submission guidelines. The TORA contains clear structure, how the proposal will be submitted, how you develop it and submit it. And then also other additional references required. So basically, these are the contents of terms of reference, which is part of bidding process for an evaluation. So thank you very, very much. Let me end here and submit.
Thank you very much, Lada Dominic. I cannot make it any better. Friends, colleagues, anyone that is ready, please.
Thank you very much. This is Don Quera. I want to thank Dominic Lada for the elaborated explanation of the process of bidding. What I want to add, he mentioned it when he was explaining it, but I want to talk a bit about it. The TOR. TOR, by definition, it is said like it is a document that is written to guide the assignment of the individuals or a team of or a group of people that are going to carry out the assignment. That is TOR. They describe the purpose or the structure of the project or a committee or a meeting or an assignment. But the purpose of it is to work within the scope, because you may end up doing what is not supposed to be done. But if you have TOR, it will be used as a reference to what you are going to do. In case of any obstacle in the negotiation later in the future, it will be used as a reference of what you have done and what you have not done. This is what I have to add only. Otherwise, Dominic has talked about it before. Thank you. I submit.
Thank you, John. Any other colleague? Please unmute and submit.
Okay, thank you. This is Peter Real. I'd like me to talk about the TOR and what it entails. In a layman language, a TOR is just a legal document that you write as a company seeking for a qualified bidder to deliver an assignment. And so once you have written the TOR, of course, in the context of humanitarian setting, a TOR is written by either a project manager together with a meal team. They ensure that the quality of the TOR follows standards set within an organization. And so once it is written, it is shared to a different platforms. Could be a company website. It could be other media outlets. And so competitive companies apply using the criteria provided in the TOR. So as a consulting person, you ensure that you read the requirements that are in the TOR so that you don't go lower than what is expected. Like in the TOR, usually a company could provide guidelines in terms of ethical issues to be considered while engaging with the client. Issues to do with safeguarding, issues to do with informed consent, being objective in your assignments, all those issues are usually spelled out in the TOR. But the most important thing is that as a consulting firm, for you to get on top of the work, you must have a competitive team to deliver an assignment. It means you might be the owner of the company. You might be the owner of the company, but you also need to work with other technical teams to deliver an assignment. You can't be the HR at the same time a consulting in finance, a consulting in legal issues. So you need people to work with. So that is very key in consultancy management. The other thing is the quality of the reports or products that you deliver. That is also very key because you might do one consultancy work, but if the quality of that product is poor, you would be blacklisted. And so chances of you getting another assignment in the future may not be there. So you ensure that you invest time and resources to deliver your first assignment so that in future you might be considered. And lastly, as a consulting firm, you make sure that you update yourself with relevant knowledge or skills. Right now, there are some consultancy firms are sending the staff on trainings, could be on-job training or a full-time training, so that they update themselves with the changes that are happening. We have AI that has come up so robust. We have like other softwares that are used for data analysis, for writing reports, all those ones. As a consulting firm, you have to train yourself or the team that you are working with to ensure that they catch up with what is happening outside there. Thank you, and I submit.
Thank you, Mr. Wall. Maybe most important, I can highlight the issue of different talents, that you need people of different talents, teamwork, that to accomplish any shared goal effectively. You can not work alone. You need people with the adroitness in different fields, with different skills, in order to get to the objective. Thank you. Lobojo, please unmute and go for it.
Thank you very much. Good evening, class. Yeah.
Good evening.
Yeah. What my colleagues has elaborated on exactly what is constituted in the consultancy or the requirements within the consultancy firms or a consultant individual. Yeah. I just would like to add on the area of selections for consultancy. Yeah. at most, it depends from the competence of the company or the competence of the individual consultants to ensure that we'll be able to carry out the assignment and then give a timely report that will give the relevant outcomes or the impacts of the projects that has been delivered. Yeah, at most cases, that's why, according to doctor, sometimes it may not be the bidder at the lower cost, but sometimes it will be the bidder in the highest in the high court in the high cost. Because it happens, we contracted a consultant who agreed to deliver an inline survey within a certain period of time. But because that guy was collaborating with other consultants outside, and then it becomes very difficult. We are waiting for the report because they have already been given the assignment, and then they also been given half of the payment. And then they have gone to the field, they collected the data. But now for them to analyze so that they will come up with the report, it was a tug of war. Yeah, that's why it's also very advisable to ensure that choosing the confidence or the one which has got some references or has conducted a survey for some organizations or has got a good record of delivering the service within the specific area of specializations, it will be much more better. Yeah. One of our colleagues put in the chat that what's the difference between terms of reference and then proposal. Terms of the reference is a document that outline what is to be required and the type of the consultants or the area of the experience of the consultants that will be fit to ensure that we will be able to deliver the appropriate assignment. Yeah, including the time frame, including the competence in terms of educations, in terms of area in the specializations, in terms of the years of experience within the consultant's firms, or to other companies organizations whom the company has carried out a consultancy. Meanwhile, the proposal is now the reactions towards the terms of reference that I'm capable, and then I'm applying to ensure that I carry out that activities, or I have to be solicited for that activity so that I'll carry that activities, depending also on the methodologies that I'm going to put in place. All the tools that I will use to ensure that I'll be able to deliver the services within that specific scope. Of course, will be with the understandings with the institutions that are giving the scope, in understanding other areas that will make the work more easier. I think these are a few that I would like to share and submit. Thank you all.
Thank you, Roboja, especially for a practical example you gave us. Yes, it's true that you should get someone who has gotten several referrals so that you don't hit a dead end. So, Rachel, you wanted to come in before Priscilla?
Yes, I just wanted to add on what Alfred said when it comes to the proposal and TOR. So let's take it that TORs are drafted by the clients, like let me say the organizations. We give an example to a school that wants to construct a library building within, for example, if UTAM wants to construct, to construct a library, and they put out the TORs. We want a 4-storage building with this capacity, this and this and that. As the people who are into construction and they are fighting for that for that contract. We write the proposal. We put there the bill of quantity, and we put in our people, like our the guys that are qualified. We have the architects, we have what, we put the proposal, how we are going to do it, in what type, that is the proposal. But when it comes to the TOR, it is the contracting firm that puts out the terms and references. We want someone that does this and that, want something that is supposed to be like this, the scope, what frame. So we write back as consultants to explain how we are going to deliver. So at the end of the day, it is the company that will pick the best candidates for that. Thank you.
Thank you, thank you. Wow, thank you, Rachel, for that, for notifying us on that difference between a proposal and a TOR. So we know, by now we know who writes a proposal and one who writes a TOR. Yes, Priscilla, please come in.
Thank you so much. Actually, my question now goes to Rachel. Help me differentiate between a proposal, a consultant's proposal, and a bidding document.
Rachel, please. Think you've had a consultant proposal, the difference between a consultant proposal and a bidding document, the difference, differentiate. Rachel, please, if you can.
I suggest the question will be for the whole team. Yeah, those who are ready will be able to give. Yeah. If Rachel also is ready, will also be able to give. Thank you.
I think she has a reason why she wanted specifically from Rachel. So, Rachel, please, you can respond if you're easy with it. Else, any member can come in.
Sorry, I have cough, and after I talk, I tend to over cough.
Sorry.
So the bidding what? Come again?
The difference between a consultant's proposal and a bidding process.
Was it a bidding process or a bidding document?
Bidding document, please.
Yeah,
a bidding document.
So I'll go back to the example of the school. So after the consultant has written the
document.
Yeah, it's a document. So it is a TOR. After you've put up the TOR as a school, as I'm giving an example, as a school. So the school then prepares a bidding document that contains the TOR, then the instructions for the bidding, then the eligible requirements. It's like how do I say it? Like qualifications. The evaluation criteria, the contract conditions, the submission deadline, and the bid forms. That is how a bidding document comes in. So because it is the TOR, after the TOR, the bidding document, the bidding documents come in with the TOR. Then when that is presented, you have seen how people have been into research. You've seen organizations putting out there the TORs and the bidding documents on how to win these contracts and other things. But if anyone has a different explanation, they can come in. That is how I understand the bidding document. These are just rules of the competition that are going to happen, the rules and regulations of the competition. The TOR is showing us the scope, what the evaluation is going to be around, what it's going to entail. But the bidding document comes in with the rules and regulations on how it's going to be conducted. Thank you.
Priscilla, has it been satisfactory or? Priscilla, please.
Kindly, can someone again elaborate on that? It should go to the old class members.
Okay. Joseph, please, your time. Badilonda Joseph, please, you can talk. Joseph, did I lose you? Dominic, please come in.
Yes, thank you very, very much. I think let me also try my best based on what I know. Bidding documents. These are documents which are actually outlined in the terms of reference, required to be presented by the consultant, the person who is actually applying, the person who is bidding. So this could be the qualification. This could be licenses maybe from the company, but of course they are within the TOR terms of reference, because terms of reference outline everything that is required from the bidder, the person who is actually applying for the bidding. So, but a proposal document. This is now a formal document, which is a response, of course, by the consultant, the bidder who wants to conduct, who wants to at least win the bid so that is awarded the contract. So that is the response to the terms of reference, which is also like an advert being put on the board. So the proposal document is what the consultant or the bidder presents, to at least convince the organization to qualify that particular company of a firm. So basically, this is how I understand what we call bidding documents. There are quite a lot of documents, and these documents will be required based on the nature of the consultancy assignment that you'll be given. So basically, this is what I can say. Otherwise, thank you very much.
Thank you. Joseph, you can come in, but you can pick up, your pickup line can be from who writes what. Thank you, Joseph. Come in, please. Joseph, I think you have an issue with your... Charles, please go for it.
Thank you. Yeah. And yes, let me pick from where, who writes what. The bidding document is prepared by the client, who is the client or the procuring organization, whereas the proposal is prepared by the consultant, in which case he's called the bidder. And the bidding document invites the firms to submit the proposal and compete for the contract, whereas the proposal is the response by the consultant. The consultant responds to that invitation. The document he or she issues is the proposal. Then these others, the terms of reference and what have you, have been mentioned. And the document, which is the bidding document, is given out to all that intend to compete for the assignment. But each bidder, the proposal is a document which each bidder submits. So the bidding document is given to many, but each proposal is from each consultant. The proposal is from each consultant. The summary of it, I would say that a proposal is the consultant's offer explaining how, let me start with the bidding document. The bidding document is a client's request for services, whereas the proposal is the consultant's offer explaining how they will offer those services requested for and at what cost.
Yes, Charles?
Yes, I was saying that in summary, a bidding document will have terms of reference, it will have instructions to the consultant, it will have proposal submission requirements, evaluation criteria, and the possible content of the contract that will be given to the consultant. That is the bidding document. Whereas equally so, or differently, the proposal is the understanding of the assignment. The consultant issues the proposal according to how he has understood the assignment as articulated in the bidding document. He also may include the methods of doing the work, can mention the part of the work plan and the duration he intends to do, and the approaches, then also the financial implications of doing the assignment. That is what the proposal is as opposed to the bidding document. Thank you.
Thank you, Charles. You have been so articulate. Thank you for the clarity. Joseph, if you have settled, please, you can unmute and submit.
I hope you can hear me now.
Yeah, you're very loud and clear.
Thank you so much. I think I had an issue with the computer. Colleagues, thank you so much. I just wanted to add on, but I will focus on I'll start with the focus. A consultancy proposal is prepared demonstrating understanding of the assignment and the consultant's qualification, whereas the bidding document, in terms of focus, it defines the client's requirements, the evaluation criteria, and the procurement rules. And then in terms of content, the consultancy proposal basically will always be the one that will show the methodology, the work plan, the team composition, experience, the technical approach, and also the financial proposal. And in terms of the bidding document, it will show the terms of reference and then the instructions to the bidders, the evaluation criteria, the contract conditions, and then submission requirements, forms, and specifications, especially if you are looking at a bidding document for construction firms. And then lastly, from my side, is on the objective. The objective of the consultancy proposal is basically to win the consultancy assignment. And the objective for the bidding document is to obtain competitive offers from potential qualified candidates. Thank you, Msamali, and I submit.
Thank you, Joseph. My part is the objective. True, what are we trying to achieve from both the proposal and the bidding document?
Yes,
thank you. Komake, go for it. Dennis?
Hello, can you hear me?
Dennis?
Yes, can you hear me? Hello?
Please come nearer to your mic.
I am just near my mic.
Hello. So speak louder because you're not audible enough.
Are you able to hear me now?
Yes, yes.
Yes, just a small addition to what my colleagues have already added. I would like to start by the consultancy proposal. Just in a simple terms, is more or less like you're telling your would-be clients what this is my understanding of a given challenge, and here is how I can help solve it. Now, like somebody is responding to a consultancy proposal, you must know how to tell your clients what is your challenge and how are you going to solve it. That is responding to a consultancy proposal. Whereas as to respond to a consultancy proposal, there are really ideas and then there are key methodologies that you really need to demonstrate and your experience, as other people have said. So like you talked about the competence, the composition, and all those aspects for consultancy proposal. When you're looking at now the bidding document, a bidding document specifically looks at some specific particular issues that needs to be handled. Like for instance, locally you can say to your beneficiary or maybe the person you want to offer you a service for a competition opportunity for him or her by telling him to give information that you requested for him or her to compete and then be they would be contracted service provider. That is when it comes to bid. And this is always given in response to a tender or the procurement process. But the others, I agree with other colleagues' submission. Thank you.
Welcome. Sarah, anything for us? Sarah, are you there? Else, Peter, please, if you have anything to submit to tell us as a class, please. Akwak, Peter, are you there?
Yes, hello.
Hello, Peter. Yes, please.
Yes, I'm here. Yeah.
You have anything for us?
Yes. I wanted to give a bit of a contribution. I remember from a doctor's reflection, he was saying that consultancy is a process. And if it is a process, it means it requires nurturing. I'll relate it to how you grow up, from being born to crawling to walking. That's how consultancy is. You begin with obtaining a qualification, that is education, that's through education. And then after that, you begin with what we call entry-level consultancy jobs. And as you progress, that is if you have the kind of environment that will enable you to practice your skills. Through several entry consultancy jobs, you gain what we call now expertise. And as you continue to be committed, getting these jobs and you're delivering as required, you make a name in the market, okay? So now your skills and capabilities become visible, and as you go up the ladder, you'll be able to get, higher consultancy jobs, because now you have the experience, you have the skills and the capacity, Yeah, thank you.
Thank you, Peter. Yes, Mugabe, please unmute and contribute. Mugabe Isaac, your time. Makesh, your hand is still up. I don't know whether you still have anything for us.
Sorry, Mr. team. Sorry, I just forgot. I got up somewhere.
Okay, Mugabe, please. I lost you. Unmute and contribute.
Yes, I just wanted to give a reminder of what we talked about last time, and we were informed that we have to respect time during bidding, because time is something key. If they set the deadline is 5 p.m., please submit the bid before the time. Not at the time, but before the time, so that you can be considered in your bid. Then also, Doctor also hinted about not confusing financial capacity with technical capacity. There are bidders or other people who can have the financial capacity, but then they don't have the technical capacity. And yeah, that is part of what I managed to recap. Thank you so much.
Thank you. So all in all, there are constraints to look in before awarding someone the job. So anyone, please, the floor is still open as we still waiting for the doctor. Any communication from President Biola? Please, you are free to come in and have something for us. Viola, are you there?
Yes, yes, Anthony, I'm here. We can continue. I'm contacting doctor just to know whether it's done.
Okay. Thank you for the guidance. I think you can do WhatsApp. I think you can remind him that we are still here. As anyone else can feel free to unmute and give in their deliberations about the bidding, in terms of preference, and what happens consultancy things. Yes, Alfred.
Yeah, I just suggest for the colleagues to guide me on inception report, and then which is different from the proposal.
If I got it,
yeah, you can go on.
Anyone to guide out the inception report and the proposal, right? Rachel, can you come in, please? I have hopes in you. The difference between an inception report and then the proposal.
This is serious. I'm also giving my understanding.
Yes, please.
So a proposal is still like a bid.
Yes.
As David said, you'll have many people coming with bids. Even Charles said the same. You have many people coming in with bids. Someone will say, I can make it at $60,000. Another one says, I can make it at $40,000. And in this period of time, this is basically giving your view on how you're going to do your work. You're fighting for survival for the fittest. Who is going to win this bid?
Yes.
After that, the best bidder is awarded the contract. When you are awarded the contract, you now give a roadmap on what you're going to do. Yes, you've won the bid. You told us in your proposal, you told us you will do this. I've given an example of the construction. A TOR comes up with saying, I need a 3-bedroomed house. Then with bidding documents, builders should submit designs and the prices by 30th. So the bidders start submitting the proposals by 30th. Unfortunately, you submit yours on 31st, you're thrown out. So they collect those ones that submitted on 30th. Who has the best design? Who is within the budget? They pick that one. The one that has said that I can build it for $50,000 in 6 months. You've won it. So you give them the roadmap, you give them the plan. The construction will start on July. That is the inception report. The foundation work will take 3 weeks. Roofing will be done in this time. This is the labor I'm going to contract. I'll prefer this type of material. Blah, blah, blah. Inception report is basically the roadmap on how you're going to kickstart your work after winning the bidding contract.
Okay. Thank you. Joseph, you can come in.
Okay, thank you. Thank you so much. I will start, of course, this is very interesting, but I will start with the main question is between the proposal and inception report. So the main question answered here is for the proposal, it is being written to answer why should you hire me? That's the proposal. Then in terms of the inception report, it is how exactly will I deliver the assignment? So that is in terms of framing. So in terms of purpose, the purpose of the proposal is to win the assignment by explaining how the consultant intends to undertake the work. And then when you look at the inception report, the purpose is to confirm and refine how the assignment will exactly be implemented after the contract award. So basically you go step by step explaining how you understand the assignment and how it will be implemented as soon as you sign off on the contract. And then in terms of, if you look at the indicator on when is it prepared, for the proposal, it is prepared before contract award and maybe during the bidding process. And then the inception report, it is after a contract has been awarded. Usually, it is at the start of the consultancy period. That is when you submit the inception report. And I've talked about the purpose. And then in terms of the audience, what is it prepared for? The proposal is prepared for the evaluation and the selection of the consultant. So it's for the panel to look at it and evaluate. And then in terms of the inception report, from my experience, it is prepared for when the agreement between the consultant and the clients on the detailed implementation of the assignment. So what I'm trying to say is that the inception report, it is when you have been awarded the contract. It is like giving you a check and they say, okay, now for you to go and withdraw money, we have got these milestones. So the first milestone in all the consultancies is the inception report. And that is when you really have the first interface between you as the consultant and the people who have hired you, to have the opportunity to explain to them how you are going to undertake the assignment. And after submitting the inception report and you have had that conversation, they give you the first payment. And that is in most cases maybe 15% of the or 20% of the consultancy fees. So yeah, that is what I wanted to share from my reflection. Thank you, and I submit.
Okay, thank you. So meaning an inception report is also a milestone during the kickoff of the contract. Thank you. Dominic, please.
Yes, thank you very much. I think I will not talk much about inception. Proposal, but then I'm going to add something a little bit on inception report.
Mr.
So
Chairman, the word milestone itself is not a layman's English. It needs to be explained. What is a milestone? What do you mean by a milestone?
Thank you. A milestone is an important part of when they either in the end or the beginning. So a milestone is like a deliverable, some important event in any from the start and the end of the project. So at the beginning, a milestone can be starting the project. That's something you have begun, but you have completed something. You have benchmarked, so it is a milestone. That's what I can explain. So Dominic, you can continue.
yeah, it's okay. Thank you very much. I was talking about inception report. Yeah, all the explanations are okay, right, by the colleagues. But of course, I want to put like into details, like what exactly happened. As my colleagues have said, it's this inception report is a report that is normally prepared by the consultant after being awarded a contract. And this could be maybe after 2 weeks or after four weeks, just immediately after signing a contract. So this provides a detailed roadmap, like how this particular project will be implemented, or how the assignment will be implemented. And of course, this includes the objectives, how you're going to explain. Okay, you're going to explain your objectives, the methodology, that you are going to use, in executing your activities. Then the work plan, what exactly you're going to do, then the timeline, must be very clear. When are you going to do it? And also, you have to disseminate them about the staffing. How many personnel are you going to involve in this exercise? Then you're also going to talk about the risks. How are you going to mitigate the risks? And how are you going to monitor this exercise? So this must be very, very clear. And also this provides very clear roadmap, like how this exercise will be implemented. So this is normally required by NGOs, could be donors, could be UN agencies, depending on the kind of work that you are assigned to do. So basically, this is what I want to add. Otherwise, thanks.
Oh, thank you, Dominic. Thank you very much. Viola, I request kindly that you reach out to the doctor if we are going to have him or not before Komakech comes in. I request
I
about.
have feedback. I just didn't want to interrupt because the discussion was going on. Seems like we are all learning, attentively tuned, and listening. So, doctor is still in hospital. He's not able to make it, but
Okay.
glad that we are continuing the discussion. So I was wondering, depending on the time, we can have the discussion and either decide to end it there, or we can look at one of the models, because we didn't finish all the models, and try to discuss. Remember, I said it's examinable, some of those areas of the models. So it's just a suggestion. Yeah. Over to you.
That's good. That's good.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you for the guidance. So, Stuart, you can go for it as we prepare for models also, because we still have more 50 minutes to go. I pray that we utilize these 50 minutes to discuss models. So, Stuart, please come in.
I want to add a few on colleagues already added. Dominic.
Stuart, please come near your microphone and speak louder.
Yes, I'm saying I would like to add something for you on to what Dominic and Joseph said about the consultancy proposal. For proposal, it's like you're selling yourself on what you can deliver on a particular call for expression of interest. Unlike for the inception report. Inception report, if you have not been awarded a contract, you don't write an inception report. But for consultancy proposal, whoever is competent or feel like he or she can do some work and show interest. And then in the inception report, here now you categorically demonstrate how you deliver, and then you write specifically to the bidder, the person, actually the contractor, and shows the duration and all the tools and the methodologies of delivery, and then where need be for adjustment. This is where now you discuss, like in terms of maybe percentage of maybe consultancy fee, and then maybe the tools, and you categorically deliver, write it in your the inception report. That means before you do an assignment, you must have written the inception report, and you must meet the contractor before you go to the field. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Omakech. Lobojo, please come in.
Thank you very much. Yeah, I just want to add a little on the inception report. Yeah, as my colleagues has put it, that's very right. Yeah, of course, within the inception report, it will also enable you to discuss with the institutions or the organizations that is giving you the service to deliver. That will also make you to analyze the scope, either the insecurity within the area, because sometimes it may not be within the area where you are, but sometimes it will require some travel to certain locations that you might have not been in, and then that will also enable you to have some contacts of the team that is present in the area. That will also help you to ensure that you'll be able to be welcome and be able to be provided like place for accommodations, yeah, and also some introductions, especially with the local authority either, or the people who are responsible in ensuring the authority and the security within the area, to provide you with the insecurity perceptions, yeah, and then also sometimes we'll be also to advise you on how you'll be able also to get enumerators for you to train so that you effectively deliver, yeah, and also help in some of the locations, yeah, either in transports. I think these are a few that I would like to add to the inception reports. Thank you.
Thank you, my colleague Lobojo. Hope I always get your name right, and if I don't get it right, please apologies. So on to the models. If my memory serves me very well, I remember Doctor hinted about those with illustrations. So if we can get a model, mainly those with illustrations, and I think we can beat around with those with so many words that are verbose, because said I can tell you to illustrate if I can remember very well. So if anyone is ready to pick up a model that has illustrations and hint about it, it will do us good. Please, I'm waiting for your submissions. Besides the Kubla and the Mackenzie, I think the others that he didn't discuss, invite anyone that is privy of any model that has illustrations.
Anthony, are you able to share your screen? Maybe you do project and then
Not
at least
really, I'm using a phone. If anyone can share, please.
if someone can share the models.
Yeah, you can give me
We
right to share,
we
then I
don't
can
have
share
the
from here.
host, so it's very hard for someone to share. If the host has not given someone rights, it's hard.
You're right. So I think we'll just discuss.
But I think someone can try to share and we see who has the rights. So
It has failed on my side. So it says the host isn't allowing sharing for this meeting.
okay.
Until you have been assigned a sharing right, so to co-host, then you can do so.
But I think the best solution is we go to the go back to my courses and open up that page of the slides, and then you could follow whichever model they are discussing about. That's also another alternative, yes.
Sure.
Yes, our moderator, there is
There is
three
something in
questions
the
on the
chat.
Three questions on the
Yes,
chat
I wanted.
raised by.
Please, can I read?
Go ahead.
There are questions in the chat. As we wait for the good doctor, that's by Joseph Valironda. As we wait for the good doctor, we can also discuss the following. Question 1. What mechanisms should be put in place to monitor consultant performance and ensure timely delivery of agreed outputs? I repeat, what mechanisms should be put in place to monitor consultant performance and ensure timely delivery of agreed outputs? I think it's a technical question, and anyone can chip in, please.
Yes, excuse me. Yeah, I think to me there is only one mechanism, having in place the terms of reference. So it is the terms of reference that defines everything.
Yes. Thank you. Because in terms of reference, it's a framework, and I know it is a framework will guide everything, and it will be a mechanism. That's also what I think. So, question number 2: who bears greater?
Excuse me.
Yes, please.
I think another mechanism could be progressive review meetings. Yes, the TOR takes it all, but having progressive review meetings could also help to, if put in place, they could help a consultant to ensure timely and timely delivery of agreed outputs.
Okay, but it can be also a framework.
Yes, it's
Rachel?
a framework, but it is not, it is a framework, but it's not in the TOR. It is something that you're going to do in intervals to ensure that everything is going according to plan. It's just the same as you have a field monitoring and verification. Having site visits, audits, or data checks to confirm actual work done. But if you're going to sit back and think that the TOR is going to help you out there, then it is going to, you will be surprised. with the kind of people you've contracted. The example is of that lady that doctor talked about, that she's in South Africa, but contracted someone to do painting for her. She was not on ground, but she put her trust in the person that won the bid, who actually asked for little money. If she was on ground, she would actually say, no, this is not how we agreed. This is how it was supposed to be. So progress reviews and also field monitoring and verification would do us good.
Thank you, Rachel. Then who bears the greater responsibility for the success or failure of the consultant's assignment? The consultant or the hiring organization? Discuss.
But Moderator, before you proceed to the second question, I think even a staff, a focal person must be assigned to coordinate with the consultants. Wherever for you to achieve, there must be somebody with whom the consultants always refer to, and that's checks and balances, as Rachel said. This is the person who, in case of anything, the organization also hold him or her be accountable after, maybe during the course of delivery or in terms of other communication along the way.
Okay, thank you, Komakech. Then anyone to come on?
There are still hands up there, I think, because of question 1. So we give them chance.
Okay, Janet Babazi, please.
On how to ensure that the contract, the consultancy is executed in time. Normally, after you've awarded the contract to the best bidder, you have to appoint a contract manager for that project. And normally there is a contract designed, and among the things in that contract are the activities that are going to be done by the consultant against specific timelines. So the contract manager is expected to monitor and work hand in hand with the consultant to ensure that the different activities scheduled in the contract are actually matching the timelines. For example, if they said the inception report will come within the first 3 weeks, so it is the duty of the contract manager to ensure that they are on the contractor to actually deliver that inception report. If the next thing is probably data collection after the inception report is approved, still the contract manager is monitoring that actually that person, the consultant or the winner, is busy, is up to the game and is delivering what is expected of the data collection season. Likewise, depending on the number of activities that have been drawn according to their timelines in the contract, that is how to ensure that it is executed within time. The next question was, who is responsible? Is it the client or the consultant? It still comes back to the answer I've just mentioned. The contract manager is expected to ensure that the contractor is doing their work within the timelines, meaning that should the contract manager discover that actually this consultant is not up to the game and there is no justified reason, then they should be upfront in notifying the client through report writing that we are not up to the task, depending on the timelines that they are lagging or whatever reports they have in question. So if the contract manager has not reported and is not doing their job, chances are very high that actually the client themselves are equally responsible for the failure of the project to proceed. But of course, there are conditions, who is responsible for what within a contract. So probably also the other consultant will not do what? Will not get paid for the services done. And if there has been clauses of damages in case of failure to deliver, as stipulated in the contract, still they are referred to ensure that that consultant who has failed to do the job actually faces such penalties and may have to pay the client for the time wasted. That's what I submit.
Surely, thank you. Because before we do that, there are always terms of reference. So they have expectations. Who does what? Who does what? So Priscilla, can you come in, please?
Thank you so much, colleagues. In my own understanding, I think the framework which we can use, basing on M&E, for us to evaluate whether these consultants are really performing to our expectations, we can do what we call process monitoring, whereby we look into the inputs, outputs,
You're breaking.
activities at first, and with this we set indicators. What will show us that these inputs are there, they are really qualified. What will show us that really the requirements, let me give an example, it's a construction. Hello? I was suggesting that we do what we call process monitoring for us to really see that these people are really tallying with the TOR as per our needs. So we look into their input, their outputs, and plans the activity scheduling. And in the end, before that, to really assess, are these people going to meet our goal? In case they are not, we can really end that. Thank you. Back and over to you.
Thank you, Priscilla. Lobojo, please, your time.
Yeah, thank you, Rick, for giving me the chance to respond to question one. Yeah, the mechanisms that I know to ensure that we monitor our consultants to perform or ensure timely delivery is agreed. Is like what our colleagues has put it. Yeah, which is the time frame that has been set, and then the activities that he has to execute to ensure that the consultant service is delivered. And then we can also check during the time of the inception report if he's not deviating from what exactly he said within the proposal. Yeah, and then of course giving him a supervisor, someone who will support or someone who will respond to, will also be able to check whether he's following what has been put in place, following what is required within the terms of the reference or not. Yeah, and then in the coordinations also, of course, there will be a first report that will be sent after concluding the data collections and analyzing and then reporting. That first report will be checked whether it exactly takes the context within the project implementations and then also within the scope that is being implemented. Because this guide also gives, if the consultant is not performing to the expectations, and then of course sometimes there will be some clause for terminations in the contract that if one is not matching, and then either to this extent, and then it will be terminated. Yeah, that's why there's this continuous monitoring to ensure that perfect requirements within the consultants is in place, looking into the efficiency, looking into the effectiveness, looking into the relevance, and looking into the accessibility of the projects, whether it is completely meeting what they delivered was done. Because as the institution knows the context and then know some of the areas, but of course the consultant is brought so that there will be no bias, ensuring that proper outcomes or recommendation has to be put in place so that the next interventions has to have some learning from the previous, or if it is like for midline, to ensure that the continuations has to be in a right manner. These are a few that I would like to submit, and thank you.
Thank you. Now, it is where we have 30 minutes to the end of our lecture. I pray that I close out the bidding process and we switch to models. So anyone with a submission about the models, please can come in and give some deliberations.
Musamali, can I come in?
Please do.
Okay, thank you. Me, I'm looking at stakeholder mapping. I don't know whether doctor looked through it. But anyway, can I take a chance on it? Hello, are you hearing me?
Yes,
Please,
please.
I can hear you. Doctor only hinted about the Kubla and then the Mackenzie. Other models are still left out, but I would specifically guide that we look out to those with illustrations, drawings. So any model that has drawings, please, you can hint about it. Go for it, Priscilla.
Thank you. Thank you so much. When I look into stakeholder mapping, this is mainly applied in project planning and management. And this stakeholder mapping, it's a model that was really postulated by Michel, Ng, and Wood in the year of 1994. And here they looked at the stakeholders with those with high interest, and it mainly looks at interest and power. So it is mainly running through whether you're having high interest, low power, and high power. I can give an example. Let me give an example. Like the one Rachel said, Butamu wants people to help it. It has a bid notice. They want people to come and supply it with construction of a 4-story building. So when it goes out, the stakeholders, when they want stakeholders to come on board, those people who are going to, the consultants who are going to really come on board to really have interest in supplying this, and they really have a higher niche for it, they will be the ones with high interest. Like, let me give an example, the construction companies, they'll have high interest in this. And in case they have the finances, they can influence. That means they have the power. So the bidder with the highest interest in this project and having high power will be the one to supply this. But you'll find that we have those with low interest in the project. However much they have high power, they might not really supply this because their interest is really so small. They are not seeing any way they are benefiting into this project. Am I clear, or I'm really puzzling people?
Very clear.
You're loud and clear.
Or I get another example. So let me give another example. For example, there are family planning methods in a hospital. We have men and women. So in this family of a mother and father, who has high interest in spacing, in stopping childbirth, will be the client with high interest and high power, will influence a lot. Let me give an example. It's the women who are really bearing children. They will have high interest in going for the family planning methods. But now the man who has low interest in stopping to give childbirth will still have low power in influencing, in going in for a vasectomy for him to stop childbirth. Then we shall also have into clients, like, let me give an example, power. You will find there is the government wants to set up. Let me give an example. They want to make the whole city to be digital. They want to put up data centers. So people who are in the community, if at all they're not seeing interest in using the internet the way the Gen Zs are doing in most of these civilized cities, the community will have low interest in this, and hence they have low power, meaning that the suppliers of this particular service may not really supply it in that particular community, whereby people having low interest and low power into that service. That's how best I can explain it. Can someone pick up from there? Thank you.
Thank you, Priscilla. I don't think anyone can fail to draw this square. There are how many? There are 4. And you're done with the illustration during the exam. The low interest, high power, low power, just like that, and you are done. So please, anyone, if anyone is ready, please, you can come in. Colleagues, anybody ready? Please.
Okay.
You can keep it.
Yes, Musamali. I'll talk about the Catley-Wayne's change model. And this is basically in 3 stages: the unfreeze stage, the change stage, and then the refreeze stage. Unfreeze stage is where, for example, I'll still take on Priscilla's idea about the change from paperwork to digital. The unfreeze stage is whereby you prepare the staff for the change that is coming. You tell them the issues that have been coming up because of a lot of paperwork. It has caused delays in making sure patients have got the right treatment. And the other example would be the digitalization of cash-based transfers in the refugee settings. We have seen how there's been a transition from the cash in hand to digital cash transfers. These refugees were prepared. They kept on having meetings with the stakeholders, meetings with the RWCs, so that from the RWCs, they go back to the persons of concern and tell them that the change is coming. We are no longer going to have the post-bank vans coming in the field. We are no longer going to have cash points. This is for their benefit, to avoid risks on the road because of the cash they carry, to make a transaction easy. They can get it from wherever they are, because there are some people would come, for example, from Arua town to go to Rhino camp, which was expensive. You clearly prepare people for the change. Then after that, you come in with the change. We saw the change coming in gradually, whereby you would see the van coming, but they would ask people to do what? To register for mobile money, and also register with banks that could give them ATM cards for easy cash out on mobile from agents. So from there, you sustain it. Where right now we are no longer seeing the vans in the camps. We are only seeing mobile agents. We are seeing bank agents, but WFP still goes on ground to do monitoring and evaluation, to keep it sustainable, to know where the loopholes are and how to come in to fill up the gap. So that is the Catley-Wayne's change model. Thank you.
So, Rachel, can I say that the refreezing is the...
Yes, the refreezing is to make it sustainable. The system become the normal way of working and is fully sustained. So it is unfreeze, hit it, give them the reality that we are changing. You're unfreezing. They will have the Kubla's effect will come in. Some will be depressed, what. But at the end of the day, you tell them why these changes are coming. Then the change comes in, they embrace the change. People get trained. RWCs come in to tell them these changes because, of course, they are the first people to adapt so that others follow them. Then we come to the refreezing. It becomes gumite, like strong, sustainable.
Reinforcing, should I say that? The refreezing is the reinforcement, then the changing is the balancing. So that
the refreezing is the system, the system become the normal way of working. You no longer now see the banks in the camps. It is now digital completely. The change has already happened. You refreeze because you unfreezed by telling them that these are the changes that are coming. These are the changes that are coming, and this is why we are bringing in these changes. You tell them why the other old system was no longer working. You're telling them how good this system is. Then if you've told them how the good system is, they are already prepared for the system. Then the change comes in. Now, when the change comes in, you make sure that you introduce this while while skilling these people for this change. Then you...
Many thanks. Many thanks. We have 19 minutes to go, and please, anyone to illustrate on any of the models. And I would like to hear from voices that have not spoken before. Yes, Viola?
Yeah, we're also looking at being time conscious. So I'm going to talk about the gap analysis in consultancy. So this is a tool that identifies the difference. When you look at the picture, it's a kind of a graph, but with some curves up and down, something like that. So it's a tool that identifies the distance between where the client is right now and then where they want to be. So the whole purpose is you compare the current status of the actual capabilities or the lacking areas within an organization, and then we try to connect the dots and then spot the obstacles that are faced within the organization and then conduct the research on that to get a solution. So you'll find that they are arranged in a kind of phase, maybe in 20, if I'm to explain using the graph here. So you'll find that from this graph, we have problems or gaps that were identified in 2007, 2012, and the gap 1 in 2012, and then there was also gap 2 in 2012. So we look at where are we now to assess the current situation using measurable data or qualitative insights, and then where we want to be. So we define the targets and have it in measurable terms. And then how do we get there? So that means we come up with the steps, resources, and then the strategies that we need to bridge those gaps that exist. So an example, okay, before we get into that, we have to do data collection. We have to know where we want to be. We have to identify the gap, like compare the present versus the future. And also identify the inefficiencies, the skills and the shortages, and then the resource constraints. Then we go ahead to come up with an action plan by creating a step-by-step strategy with responsibilities and timelines, and also indicating the people who are supposed to do it. And then we implement and review. So why do we do this? Gap analysis. One, it helps the organizations from setting unrealistic goals. and also investing resources in wrong places. And then it helps organization in identifying the critical weaknesses that they have. So let's say, for example, if a delivery company has been hitting a target of maybe 70% in its daily deliveries, but then you want to reach 98, of course, it's hard to get 100%. Maybe 89, 90, 95% of your deliveries. So we look at the issues, the gaps that exist. Maybe before in 2007, they were using outdated tracking system, and in the current development, there are already technologies that that even track the movements of the deliveries being made. Inadequate staff training, maybe staff need to be trained on that, and then ensure that there is proper coordination. So the gap identified here was maybe poor tracking, delays in deliveries, but now we are using a technology that is enabling us to do that. So that would be one of the solutions. I think that is it basically around gap analysis. I've understood it. Thank you. Over to you.
Thank you, Viola. Anyone else?
Anthony, are you there?
Yes, please, Viola.
Yeah, I think people are tired and it's just a few minutes to 9. I don't know whether we can stop here because we have discussed
Okay.
like models and the consumption. So the rest can go and read and understand it.
Okay, thank you, everyone. Thank you, colleagues. You've been a wonderful class. You've been active. Viola, Priscilla, Labojo, Omakech, everyone. Even if I didn't mention you, Jesus Christ knows you. Meet again next Thursday. And if you're also brave like me, your weekend has already started. So please go and enjoy. Rachel, I thought something was in the chat. You said good night, colleagues. Good night, colleagues, from Rachel. Please, so departure at leisure. Thank you, everyone. I've been your vice president. Thank you. And we meet again next Thursday. Bye.
Bye. Thank you. Good night.
Thank you, moderator. Thank you, Sandy.
Thank you.
Komakech, kindly, has the class ended? Hello.
I want to take roll call for who will be the first to leave and who will be the last to leave. I'm doing my quality assurance. How are you?
But has the class ended?
Yes, people are done. Class is done.
See? Angry and you're there doing a quality assurance.
Eh?
Good night.
Good
Good
night.
night.
Good night.